It's that time, everybody. Good evening and welcome to our Wednesday evening meditation where we spin into stillness. I am Reverend Rob Banashak, and I will be leading us through tonight's journey into our deep selves. So glad you're here tonight to join us on this summer's evening. And yes, contrary to what things may appear or how it appears, back to school, back to work, we still have a month or just under a month of summer. So let's make the time to enjoy it no matter what it looks like. As you know, we use this opportunity, these few moments that we have together on Wednesday evenings, to explore an idea or a question or to inquire to our deep self about guidance that we may want or need in an area of our life that we want to accomplish something in or have success in or have a question about. And so all you have to do at home, whenever you're watching this, from wherever you're watching this, is just relax. And we can choose our guidance through what we are using, the Osho Zen Tarot deck, which we've been using for the last several weeks. And yes, this deck has correspondence to the Rider-Waite deck, but I love to interpret the cards and review the cards on their own merit. The art is beautiful. The accompanying text is beautiful. And while some cards may be more difficult to receive than others, they're all beautiful, and they all really do offer us information that we need to see at just the right time. We like to set an intention for our meditation each Wednesday evening, and so I invite everyone to either take a small slip of paper that you can hold in the palm of your hand, or imagine yourself writing on a small slip of paper, and then again putting it in the palm of your hand during the meditation. And it doesn't have to be complicated. All it has to be is a thought or an area of your life or a question that you may have to be either answered by our meditation this evening or guided by our meditation this evening. And so you just write it down and you hold it in the palm of your hands while we meditate. It gathers energy from you, which in turn then we agree will get sent off right to me, sitting right here in my own home. And then after our meditation concludes, I will have one slip of paper, one ticket that will have my own reflections, my own inquiry about guidance, but it will also have another one that says everybody's intentions. And that one we will send off into the universe, into the flames, as we do every week. If we were in person, we would have all of you bring up your slips of paper and throw them into the burning bowl. But in its stead, we will still continue the practice, and I will do it as our representative tonight in this beautiful, magical, digital space that we can enjoy this sense of community. The beauty of it is that we can enjoy it no matter what time, when, or where we experience this meditation. So you may be watching us live, which we do every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, or you may be watching a recording of the meditation at a later date at any time. You may be reviewing a bunch of them and putting them together to form your own guidance path for yourself. So many ways you can experience this time. But I'm so grateful that this is a practice that you have made or are making as the time goes on. If it's a regular part of your week, how great is that? It's in. They say that you have to do for adult learning, you need to do something at least 3 times in order for it to stick. And if this is more than your 3rd time, then chances are you look forward to this Wednesday time together. So before we move on, let us just take those moments to reflect on what we would like to accomplish tonight. So we often ask questions of the universe. We often pose challenges to the universe to show us and reveal to us answers. But for the purposes of our time together, I invite us all, instead of thinking of reaching out for those answers, reaching out to perhaps an old or former or outdated or view of that higher power, and instead of imagining the voice coming from a burning bush, say, or some other message exterior to us, which of course it may, let's go in tonight to hear that voice, the divine voice, the source's voice, come from within, so that we can begin to embrace that voice, the deep, deep voice. Not that middle voice, that ego voice that likes to play tricks on us, likes to try to convince us of certain things, but that deep voice, the one that is knowing. Let's get into the habit of knowing the difference of the deep voice versus our ego voice. Now, we spent a lot of time and many metaphysical teachings or texts like to talk about banishing the ego, destroying the ego voice, kind of disparaging it, calling it names. But that ego voice is a part of us and has something to say. All we need to do during our time together specifically is learn to hear the deep voice that exists, learn to tell the difference. Because sometimes the ego has something to tell us, and sometimes the way that it is speaking to us, the way that the deep voice can get to us, is through that ego voice. But let's take some time, and it will take some practice and some awareness, most of all, of how to know the difference, what we really know to be true about ourselves deep down, which is the source's voice, which is our voice, which is however way you look at God's voice. Does that make sense? I hope so. So all of that, let's set our intention knowing we're asking something of our deepest self, which takes courage. So I got one for myself. Right near me. Then I'm going to write one that says, everyone's intentions. I'll try to write it a little more neatly today. All right, so you see we've got this ticket here. I hope it's a little neater. We'll see when it gets a little darker. Everyone's intentions. Right there. Again, this is going to collect all of the energy of all of the intentions taking place whenever, wherever they're taking place. And if you're watching this later, you're adding your energy to the experience that you are having. And if we can feel it, we can feel it in its eternity, in its eternalness in this moment. You can feel the energy from all of the souls that are here today, tomorrow, whenever they're joining us. So I think that sounds pretty cool, don't you? All right, so let us do this. Let us choose our card for guidance this week. As usual, I will shuffle the cards, and then if we all can agree, I will draw the top card. And that card represents all of the energy that we put into the card together. It represents the community, the gathering, the collective that is here in this beautiful etheric digital space tonight and whenever. So we'll shuffle, we'll draw, it will provide us some insight. And then I invite you, of course, to check how you're feeling when you see the card. What does it trigger in you? What does it inspire in you? What does the artwork say? What does the messaging say when we go to look at this card more closely in the book? Everything has something to say. Everything that you experience viscerally and intuitively is a part of the reading that we are sharing tonight, and then as part of the meditation as well. Let's do this. While I'm doing this, I want to again thank all of whom participated last week in our meditation, despite several technical glitches, including the sound setting that I once again set to maximum for a previous meeting to my meditation last week, and ended up squelching out all of the tones. I appreciate whoever lasted beyond that, and whoever was able to kind of take them beyond the sound canceling that the setting Zoom was doing for us. Adjusted accordingly. I think our music will work this evening, and I hope that you continue to enjoy and return. And again, thank you for your patience. Let us draw our card for this evening. Whoa. Here we go. Our card for tonight is, oh, interesting. So I'm not gonna judge this card, but it's interesting. I'm gonna say it's interesting. The card is laziness. Now, neglected to say that we don't have the option tonight of deciding whether this card is the answer, if it's the answer to our question, if it's the guidance that we seek. What we are doing is exploring how it is the answer, how it is the guidance. You have no choice. This is your message right now. It is my message right now. What is it saying? We're going to take a look more closely with the accompanying text from the cards in the book, as well as really check your feelings. What is this the answer to the question that you've been asking? How is it the answer to the question that you asked? Laziness. Such a judgmental term, right? There we have it. So let's take a close look at the card. We've got our figure in the card just kind of lounging back, right, to enjoying that cocktail. Lovely. Sunglasses on are shading him from seeing the full picture, perhaps. So many things to take a look at as we explore this more closely. I think it's really very cool, very beautiful. And fascinating. Laziness. Right, so let's see what the corresponding card is. If you know your Rider-Waite deck, it looks as if it is a part of. So this is part of the water suit. It's called the suit of water here in the Tarot deck, and which corresponds to the suit of suit of cups in the Tarot deck. Sorry, I blanked out a second there looking for the page. So this is the suit of cups basically in the Rider-Waite deck, and it's the 9 of water or the 9 of cups if you are keeping your corresponding deck. Laziness. Let's take a look. Just this. All right, so we know that the water suit in all decks is a suit of emotions. It is a suit of that vessel to be filled. And so for me, many times the water suit, most times the water suit also is about our own personal sense of that openness and readiness to be filled. Do we believe that we deserve abundance? Do we believe that we are a vessel to be filled with life? Are we open to our experience of life? In addition to the representation that the water has of the flow, of the emotions that are coming forth from us. So all that to keep in mind as we look at laziness. I don't know about you, but it's an appropriate card for summer, is it not? Especially with 1 month left, if you're not on a school schedule. All right, so let's see. The gentleman clearly thinks he's got it made. He sits in his big overstuffed chair wearing his sunglasses, shaded by his umbrella, with his pink slippers and his pina colada in his hand. Who hasn't done that before? He doesn't have the energy to get up or do anything because he thinks he's done it already. He hasn't yet turned to see the mirror cracking behind him on his right, a sure sign that the place he thinks he's finally arrived at is about to shatter and dissolve before his very eyes. The message this card brings is that this poolside resort is not your final destination. The journey isn't over yet, as that white bird flying into the vastness of the sky is trying to show. Your complacency might have arisen from a real sense of achievement, but now it's time to move on. No matter how fuzzy the slippers, how tasty the pina colada, there are skies upon skies still waiting to be explored. All right, so this is not necessarily a card judging ourselves for that laziness. The summer has been a time of rejuvenation. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to sit back, relax, and enjoy it. But we all know we've got to continue the journey. This has been the respite along the way. It is not the end. So, yes, this section of our life is about to break away and dissolve, but leading us to something even greater. So here's another, more on the card. When you are lazy, it is a negative taste. You simply feel that you have no energy. You simply feel dull. You simply feel sleepy. You simply feel dead. When you are in a state of non-doing, you are full of energy. It is a very positive taste. Laziness, non-doing. I like the distinction. You have full energy overflowing. You are radiant, bubbling, vibrating. You are not sleepy. You are perfectly aware. You are not dead. You are tremendously alive. There is a possibility that the mind can deceive you. It can rationalize laziness as non-doing. It can say, I have become a Zen master, or I believe in Tao. But you are not deceiving anybody else. You'll be deceiving only yourself, so be alert. Now, I love this message because I do think, I know for me, there is a tendency to take a period where I am thinking I'm non-doing, and just allowing life to flow. Again, this is a cups card, this is a water card, versus the times that I am actually being lazy. So there is a distinction. There is a time for non-doing. That time is a time of alertness. That time is a time of breathing and relaxing and awaiting the next opportunity, versus that time of laziness, which I will always feel is a judgmental term. But in this case, for this reading, I see it truly as a way for us to discern when it's time to get up. Yes, we need to rest, but yes, we also need to rise up and move on. And I think that we're all being asked on some level to make that distinction this evening. It may not be the time. Your discernment, your exploration may say to you, hey, I need a few more minutes. That's what the snooze alarm is for. The snooze alarm is not supposed to be going off every 10 minutes, though, right? So, know the difference. It's about knowing the difference and knowing that difference with confidence and having the courage to choose when you do know that difference. Make sense? Good. So while our card is up and while we're all together on camera, let's just take some breaths together to get ourselves into the mindset. Now, with each breath, we're going to inhale fully, and then I really want us to begin to focus on the pause that happens after we inhale, where there's complete stillness. There's no breathing. Nothing's happening. All we feel is that state of stillness as we go up and over and exhale fully. Once we exhale fully, it's another pause time. There's stillness, and then we inhale again. Please remember that either from my home or from yours, you may be hearing ambient noises along the way. Our goal in meditation, our goal to apply meditation, is about being able to be still wherever we are, whenever we are. So things happen. Let all those noises take you a little more deeply. Let them be a little signal to you that you need to just be more aware so that you can go a little more deeply. That's all. So whether my dogs bark or whether you have sirens in the background of your home, just allow that sound, that ambient noise, the beautiful noise of life around us and within us to just take us a little more deeply as we go. Okay, so let's start our breaths. Let's inhale and pause in the stillness. And exhale. Good. Inhale again. Pause in that stillness. And exhale. More pause. Inhale again. Pause. Feel that stillness. Now, as you exhale, you can completely close your eyes. Now, just allow them to flutter shut. And then once they're closed, if you can just turn them up just a bit toward your third eye chakra so that we can continue into this meditation with a sense of vision and a sense of imagination and awake alertness. Okay? So our breathing continues to be intentional and full. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. I'm just going to allow the tones to take us more deeply, and we'll take us more deeply with guidance between the tones. So just allow yourself to be guided more deeply with each breath, combined with the tones. Each breath drawing us closer into the center of our essences. You can almost feel that essence. Be pulled in gently by our deep self. We know that deep self has something to say to us tonight. Pulled in deeper and deeper, and as we do, we find that we have left our physical body on the earth plane as we've taken our little journey within. We trust that our breath holds us in the space of our physical self, that we have now found ourselves in the center of ourselves, in the center of our very being. We have become, we have remembered, we have released our very essence. As the essence, we are free from any of the limitations that our physical self, that our human self naturally brings. It's why meditation is so beautiful and wonderful, because we are free from physical pain. We are free from any pain of our mind or our spirit. Instead, our essence is pure, open to receiving information from that voice within. So let's just take the next few moments to open our essence, to feel that opening, to prepare ourselves to receive the information, to process the information that comes from the card. Let's just be open. However we've seen our essence or experienced our essence in our mind's eye, we now have experienced its expansion, its openness to receive. Our card draw of laziness as our message for the night and for the week. We've all written a question or an inquiry about guidance. Which has been answered by this card. And so the next few moments are really hearing, perhaps seeing the card again. It's up on the screen. Experiencing the message from within that we know the card is sharing with us. This is not about us being called lazy by our parents or our bosses or our teachers. This is about an empowering view, perspective we have on our deep self, from our deep self. Have we confused a moment or allowed a moment of relaxation to just go on a little longer than we need it to? Then we'll be good for our ultimate intentions. No judgment, just gentle self-awareness. Look at the card again. And now let that inner voice, that deep self speak to you. received the guidance and the information from our deep self. It was a message that began as we drew the card, as we listened to the text about the card, and then brought it to this deep self. For clarification, for a deeper understanding, and for a truth. A truth that we can face with safety, confidence in this space together. And the collective consciousness that is this experience tonight is also sharing a message for each one of us and for all of us. And in this case, each one is the all. That message is you are doing everything exactly in the right way, in the right order, at the right time. You are where you are supposed to be. You have done everything necessary. You have everything you need. And failure is not an option. The collective of all of us that lives within each one of us knows this. Let us really use these next few moments together to feel that, to feel the confidence and comfort that comes from knowing we can't fail, that we're in the right place, and that our job, our quote-unquote leveraging of our situation is simply to enjoy wherever, whenever we've been brought to. And once again, before we leave our conversation with our deep self, knowing that it is always going on, let us just take a moment to open ourselves even further to the souls that are sharing this experience. The ones who have done it live together, the ones who have joined it afterwards on a recording, and added to the posterity, the perpetuity of this message and this experience. Is unique. There will never be another moment like this, another trip into ourselves like this. Everything is beautifully unique and special. And let us just, in our mind's eye, wordlessly just thank each other for what we do to show each other, in whatever way we do, our truest and deepest selves. just as we felt ourselves being pulled very gently, almost like a piece of a long stretching taffy into our deep self, we begin to feel the return pull. It's pulling our essence, so we're not feeling any physical pain from that pulling. It's just a gentle, slow pull to our physical self, which really only requires us letting go of this deep self-experience in order to return. It's pulling us more and more, and as it does, we feel the power of the pull. We feel our individuation from the collective into our physical self. And as we do, we return to our self that is free of the pain, the angst, the trauma, for we have just communed with our deep self, where nothing with limits or boundaries or physical boundaries exists. We know that we are naturally in this state. And we feel refreshed as we re-enter our bodies. We feel the joy of the touch, the joy of the sensation of wherever we are, just forming around us, forming around that physical body, gently, beautifully, as we feel that body begin to solidify and materialize, and our surroundings solidify and materialize. And we remember that we are breathing. We remember that breath that is filling our physical nostrils and lungs and body fully. Pausing and then exhaling fully. We feel energized, we feel relaxed, rejuvenated, and restored. So let us return completely by taking those 3 deep breaths. We'll keep our eyes closed for the first 2. We inhale, experience that stillness, and exhale. Again. And then our last breath, we will open our eyes together. Inhale. And open. There we are. Hello, 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 hello. So glad we're all back together. So, did you find out? How was that card the answer to our questions? How can we determine? How can we rest when we need to and move when we need to? It's all about listening to ourselves. It's all about knowing the difference and having the courage to pick up and move when we need to, and also to slow down and relax when we need to. So that's where we are at this time of our summer. Let's make full advantage of this time together. Let us enjoy whatever time there is, because we've got another exciting season coming up with the beauty of fall, the Christmas, the coolness, the anticipation as we begin to bundle up and enjoy life. life from a different perspective, from a different season's perspective. So we've added our energy. Remember, all that energy was flowing right here to this space, into this ticket that says everyone's intentions. A little more neatly. A little bit of glare there. I'm going to do mine first so we can see it all go up. So I'm looking flames is going into the universe away to become the answer. The wisdom, the insight I sought. The wisdom to know the difference. And finally, yours, mine, ours, everybody's. With a beautiful send-off like this, how could our questions not be answered? How could we not receive the clarity that we seek? Always so satisfying when it burns like that, when it goes up into the universe. Let's check to see who's here. I can see my friend Sue on the Zoom call. Thank you, Sue. So glad you are here, experiencing this, making this part of your Wednesday evening practice. And hopefully, we almost had a minor technical glitch tonight, but it seemed to have worked out, which I'm so happy about. On YouTube. Those YouTubers. Now, I oftentimes hear that many of you have joined, or several of you have joined, and I can't see you when I'm actually live in real time. So if you're one of those people, and I know Virginia sometimes one of those people, so hello, if you're here, Virginia, and whomever is joining us on YouTube Live, thank you for being here, for your patience. Once again on Facebook, let's see if everything pushes through here. There we are. Yeah, let's get on. It's all working. So who's here? Who has chosen to join? Perhaps I will only see that when I leave here and I see all of your messages that you've joined us. But once again, I always appreciate it. Always do. All right. All right, I can't tell you to go off and enjoy summer's evening and then keep you here for the rest of the night, can I? So let us make that time to enjoy our lives. Be here. There's so many things happening right now, but not the least of which is a project I'm very, very happy and excited is returning with some refreshment and with some rejuvenation. My friend Hillary Lowenstein and I are back and putting it all together and having what we like to call a little spiritual dialogue each week. We're calling it Spilling the Spirituality. And this, for this incarnation, 30 minutes, we're just taking some time to really share with each other how we are applying our spiritual values to our day-to-day life, perhaps bringing to light some issues that we may all have in that process, trying to align those things. Also trying to, or looking at some of spirituality as it exists in mainstream culture, talking about some of our favorite writers and people that share insight. So it's really a conversation of authenticity and truth, hence the T with the capital T in truth. But so happy that we are doing this. We're also available not just on YouTube, which we recommend that you watch because we're cute and we have a good time. But we're also available as a podcast on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and hopefully an Anchor, as well as more that we'll be adding in the coming weeks. So if you would rather, put us on when you're in the car or when you are working out, 30 or so minutes, 30 or 35 minutes as a podcast, and you can hear us all in the audio versions. So please check us out. The links are going to be posted on my Linktree page. I'll put them in the comments of this and of Facebook, of course, of the Facebook page, on the Spiritual Spinster page. Everybody get it. So excited about this. More coming in the future. Our Course in Miracles experiment group continues tomorrow night, as it will every Thursday night. Feel free to join us at any time. It's a drop-in. We'll catch you up, and you can then get engaged in a discussion too that we love so much. So, talk to you all soon. I said I wasn't going to keep you in, and I did. It's me. What can I say? Love you all. See you soon. Have a great night.